Gizzo, what's going on, everybody? All right, here we go. Oh, I forgot to title it. It's fucking Freestyle Friday. I forgot. I forget Freestyle Friday now, you know? Plus, the old thumbnail, for some reason, Bizarre never transferred it. I got to use my old phone to fucking put the thumbnail up. Uh, Hard to explain, but things don't work the way they're supposed to. So, I always forget now. Freestyle Friday. Here we go. We could talk about whatever you want. We could start out talking about stand-up douche. We could end off talking about dickhead Romano if you want. You name the people. I'm down. 40 people. It's fucking slow. Is it true? Somebody said in SoFlo's chat that stand-up guy only has 45 people in his chat. Is that true? Like regularly now? Because I'll tell you why. Let me do some shout outs. Sally, Dave, Sabrina Merrick, Ben 41, Kieran, Maverick. Why do I feel like I just said that? Sally, Dave, Sabrina Merrick, Ben 41, Kieran, Chicago Muscle, Maverick, Antonino, Bobby Berberian, Joe Candela. What's up, Joe? Good to see you. Cuban Muscle says yes. Okay, Joe Bag of Donuts. Show usually has like 40 to 70 or so. I'll tell you why. Same reason my views are what they are now. Nobody was ever capable of getting the type of live viewers. Nobody on MobTube, except maybe sometimes like Angel. Nobody ever came close. But I fucked everything up. When I took a break last year for a little while, and then after that, I was doing members only shows. Remember, for a period of like 3 weeks at one point, I did nothing but members only shows. One thing I learned about YouTube is you cannot slow down. This is why a lot of people's channels never really do well. You have to do constant videos, live streams, whatever. And once you're on a roll and you got all those live viewers, you can't slow down, or you'll fuck your whole algorithm up. It'll never be the same again. Plus, it's not just the algorithm. If you have 300 people watching on every live stream, and I used to have, always between 250 and 300, and then you just go away for a while, people lose interest and they never come back. So didn't stand-up guy just recently take a long break? Like a month or something like that, didn't he? Maybe I'm imagining things, but I thought that's what I heard. It is not easy to repair that. It is not. Let me see. I feel like frying up a 5-pound bag of sugar for some reason, and I hate cooking. That's odd, Jesse. You should probably see a doctor. Ask them why you feel that way. Why the other night did I just feel like frying up a 5-pound bag of sugar? See what they tell you. Dexter Morgan, Malik Irvin, Albert the Truth Telling Alligator, Jason Mikesell. Oh, look, a lot of good people here. Is that right? Did stand-up guy take a long break? Come on, guys. I always ask for questions. For some reason, I never get answers. Oh, help me out here. Happy Friday, long-ass week. I feel you, I guess. My weeks go pretty quickly. I don't do much, as far as work. Yes, he did. Thank you, Sally. See, somebody answered me. Yeah, so that's why. And it takes a lot to fix that if you ever can. You know what I mean? So that's the way it goes here. My suggestion to anybody who does a lot of live streams, if you got an audience built up, do not slow down from that. It'll fuck you all up. It will. It happened with Jimmy. It happened with a lot of people. Jimmy went away for a while. When he came back, it was never the same. I fucked my shit up. Stand-up guy apparently fucked his shit up. There's some other people. I don't know. Don't watch them. All right. You're working now, FBS. I guess. I mean, I would never act like this is real work. You know what I mean? Never. I would never insult any hardworking people by saying that. It's my work, but it's not hard work. It's not hard work. So what's going on? Yeah, earlier we focused on stand-up guy for about an hour and a half. Hold on. Suge destroyed his channel once he brought in MRE and that crew. His regular viewers like me all left. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Put that back. Yeah. That's a good point too. I know a lot of people left. A lot of people left, I think, when me and him stopped getting along, so to speak, and then with the MRE thing. Yeah, it fucked them up a lot. This is what happens, when you try to basically cheat to build your channel. And yes, forming alliances with people that you would normally have, no association with, just to get live viewers, that's or get views in general. That's a form of cheating. It's like, oh, I can't do it on my own, so I'll befriend MRE and get the troll army in here. And then what happens is you alienate all your regular subscribers and viewers because they don't want to be in there with those fucking animals, at least not all of them. They start to go away, and eventually MRE and the troll army goes away too. And what are you left with? That's why you always got to have your own audience that is there to see you, not MRE, not anybody else who's on the show. Stand-up guy has always needed a panel of people. Always. It would start off with Carlos, then it would be fucking what's his name? I'm so used to hearing him called Papagayo now. Him, Sons of Italy. That's right, Papagayo. And then maybe depending on the time, Muggsy or somebody. Fucking he'd have I think every now and then he'd have Angel on or Josie on. MRE, JC, all these. He's always needed to have a huge panel of fucking people. And that's why people, a lot of people do these ridiculous marathon shows because they're not doing the show. You know what I mean? Everybody else is doing it for them. And that stand-up guy, he, like I said, I described earlier, he's a guy who even his career handed to him. He didn't do anything to deserve it or earn it, so he takes the easy way out. Instead of sitting there and trying to entertain the shit out of people, just you, yourself, your voice, you got to fucking, you got to have, every show has to have 10 fucking people on the panel. What the fuck is going on out there? Hold on 1 second. Oh, hold on, guys. All right, sorry, Shanna came in and the dogs rushed me. Let me see. Sabrina Merrick, $10. Thank you for being you, FBS. Thank you, Sabrina, for always looking out for me and supporting me. I appreciate you very, very much. She sent 2 super chats on the first show, too. Means a lot to me, and thank you for the kind words. Malik Irvin, 1999, looking for someone to match this. Nice. Malik says, match his fucking 1999, and he's not playing, guys. It's fucking freestyle fucking Friday. I can't say fucking enough right now. Okay, so don't let Malik Irvin down. He's one of the biggest sponsors of this show, and he wants you to match him. Miss Can't Be Wrong is busy. She's busy, but it's all good. We'll somehow make it through these shows. I'm so used to Miss Can't Be Wrong taking care of everything, but we'll be all right, I think. Daniel Lorette, what's up, bro? Carlos got him started and always had his back. Suge let MRE trash him and said nothing. That says a lot. Well, again, that's because, listen, throughout MobTube history, there's been certain people that are obsessed with their numbers, and when that obsession starts, like when it's like fucking food to you, you know what I mean? It's like, well, some people even equate their views to actual money, even though they don't make much money off their views, if any. Once that obsession starts, it's like, they'll do anything. It's like fucking heroin to them. They want views, subs. That's all they care about. They're checking their analytics 24 fucking hours a day. Like, I don't know when stand-up guy became like that, because I don't remember him being like that at first. all obsessed with his views and subs and shit. But somewhere along the line, he did. And once you do that, you'll do anything to get those views. You'll do anything. You'll allow a Nazi rat gay kid diddler on your show, and you'll praise him. You'll throw a friend right under the bus for him. You'll be disloyal to your friends. You'll backstab them. You'll betray them. You'll do whatever. Me, that's one thing, one thing about me, one of the many things that separates me from other people. I couldn't give a fuck. I honestly couldn't give a fuck. As long as I'm making money. When I had 300 people watching every live stream, maybe 20 of them donated. You know what I mean? So, and I do this for money. Shug does it for views. And I think that's because Shug is a broad. He likes attention. He just wants attention constantly. You know what I mean? He wants as much as he can get. He's very insecure and everything else. So those views make him feel good about himself. Those views don't equate to shit most of the time. Let me tell you, they just don't. They do not. And, if his channel's fucked up because of all that shit he did, good. Now, again, like I said, it is a fact that once you take a break, your algorithm's going to get all fucked up. And again, people lose interest. They don't come back. People have very short attention spans. You could have 300 people watching. One day you take 3 weeks off or do members only for 3 weeks. And when you come back, it's totally different. People went on to other things, whatever. I found it out the hard way, and so did several others. So that's definitely part of it. But yeah, I'm sure he alienated a lot of people, like we said a little while ago. Let me try that again. Alienated a lot of people. And he screwed a lot of people over. He don't give a fuck. He never cared about Carlos. That's why, Carlos always cracked me up, because Carlos will be used all day, every day, and never even realize he's being used. You know what I mean? Like, this dude didn't give a fuck about him. He doesn't even like Carlos because he can't like Carlos. Some people, they blow my mind. Like, we were talking earlier about how people will say, like, oh, he's not racist. I don't think he's racist because he never, said anything racist to me. Well, listen, cowards don't. Cowards don't. Thank you, Jesse. I shouted those out. They're not going to say anything to you. But if they're racists, they're racists. Meaning, if a racist person does not like black people, and you're his friend and you're black, but he's never said anything racist to you, he still don't like you. He still, at the very least, thinks less of you. He does. It's a secret. He'll never express that verbally. They don't have the balls. But stand-up guy hates everybody. You don't think he hates Puerto Ricans? He hates black people. He hates Jewish people. He hates every fucking body. You hear his politics. He's a total lunatic right-winger. They hate fucking Hispanics, Latinos. That's just the way it is. So I always knew. It's like, bro, at the very least, he hates you just because he hates everyone like you. He's a racist motherfucker. Or even if he doesn't hate you, he thinks less of you. He looks down upon you. You just don't realize it because, again, he never says it directly to you. Well, of course not. Cowards are cowards. You know what I mean? And white supremacists are cowards. They're never going to express that shit. MRE got exposed over 2 years ago now. Well over 2 years ago. Okay? For being a neo-Nazi. And to this day, he'll tell you he's not a neo-Nazi and he's not racist at all. Then he'll go on a show and go on a rant about black people and all types of other fucking races and religions. And the next day he'll say, I'm not a racist again. And all his people are like, see, he's not a racist. He said so. People don't understand how racism works. When somebody doesn't like an entire group of people, even if they have a friend or two from that group, at the very least, like I said, they look down upon them. They don't see them as equals. So stand-up guy used Carlos because Carlos stood up for him all the time and shit. And Carlos helped his show because Carlos would come on and talk and he could be interesting and funny, whatever. But as for actually giving a fuck, he didn't give a shit about Carlos. Not at all. Joe Candela, 1999. Thank you, Joe. Wow, it's been a long time, bro. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. Guys, donating today would be fantastic. $50 in super chats already. Makes me happy. I'd appreciate it. Let's see. Let me get down here. I only hate people that hate the creator of MobTube FBS. There you go. Those are good people to hate. He worships MRE and he will sell his soul to keep Pizza's friendship. Without a doubt. And isn't it funny? Thanks again, Joe. Isn't it funny that they're the two biggest lowlifes on here? Now, we have Nick Romano now. You know what I mean? And Angela is always, right down there with them. Okay, but, they've been here the longest. As far as the biggest lowlifes that have been here basically since the beginning, MRE and Tony Pizza, horrible, fucking despicable people. And yet that's the people stand-up guy chases. Birds of a feather flock together. Bad people are attracted to other bad people. Good people are attracted to other good people, or drawn to them, however you want to say it. That's just the way life works. It's the law of attraction. This, you ever hear like older people say, maybe your father said it to you or something, you tell me who your friends are and I can show you your future. You show me your friends, I can show you your future, something like that. Or, all these different sayings they have, about basically, not guilt by association. What is it? I forget. You know what I'm talking about. I don't apparently, but you do. It's all true. When you like, people could tell a lot about you by the people you have around you. Because again, somebody who's not a white supremacist isn't going to be hanging out with a white supremacist. Somebody who's not I see, the other things wouldn't make sense, Chomo. But people won't support a racist if they're not racist. Scumbags, don't usually you don't see a lot of good people hanging out with a whole fucking bunch of lowlifes. It's generally not how it works. People like I always said about over here, the guys in this chat, the people that I know, who I'm friends with, who I talk to, and even some who I don't, it doesn't even matter. Like the people in here have never showed me anything that would make me think that they're not good people. They're good people. They don't fuck. I mean, will everybody take shots at people every now and then and break balls? They might do it out of, a defense of me, stuff like that. Sure. But we don't have trolls and scumbags over here. We just don't. We do not. Show me one. We don't. You know what I mean? Because we're not scumbags. We're not lowlifes. I'm not a bad person. I'm not going to be around bad people. You know what I mean? I'm not. It's just not. It's not my type of crowd. I always hung around like-minded people. And most people do. So even these people like Angel and them, I'm sorry, you get mad at me all you fucking want. In my opinion, and I've seen and been through a lot in life, if you support and defend somebody who is clearly a white supremacist, you are also, of the same mindset at the very least. Would I say they're full-blown white supremacists? No, but you have to be okay with that behavior, that way of thinking. You have to be okay with it in order to support it and defend it. You have to. You know what I mean? You guys say what you want about me. Try to make me out to be some villain. But the bottom line is I'm a regular guy who does his job, even though it might not seem like a job to you, pays fucking taxes, takes care of his family, and that's it. I don't do anything else. I don't do anything to harm anyone. So the people that support and defend me are supporting and defending a guy like the one I just described, He works, he pays his taxes, he takes care of his family, the end. If you're supporting MRE, you're supporting a guy who's been accused of pedophilia twice, okay? You're supporting a guy who, twice that we know of, supporting a guy who, if you're an anti-rat person, it's mind-blowing because he's clearly a rat. There's no getting around that. Okay? So you don't stand for that, because if you did, you wouldn't be around him. People are smart enough to know what he is. Okay? And if you're a fucking, if you're also hanging around and you're supporting a guy who is a racist, an anti-Semite, you know what I mean? He pretends to be a homophobe, but I think that's just a cover up for his own homosexuality. That's just my opinion. But if you defend that type of behavior or that type of person, then you have to be somewhat of the same mindset. Like, racism doesn't bother you. It can't. It can't. You're going to sit there and listen to him talk about Moulignans and Titsoons and basketball Americans and then sit here and act like, no, of course he's not racist. What? You're going to see all the evidence of him saying derogatory things about Jews, killing them and everything else. And you're like, anti-Semite, what are you, crazy? You've never shown me anything that would make me think that. Oh, really? No, you're just ignoring it. You're willfully ignorant. You're seeing all the signs. You're ignoring them. It's like Angel said after we, exposed him and released all that evidence on him and shit. She said, I don't want to see it. She told me that very day. And then she went on to say it a million times after. I don't want to see it. Exactly. You don't care if it's true. And you're certainly not going to inform yourself in any way. You know what I mean? You're not going, because you don't want it to be true. And you know that what you might see, or what you would see, might be such overwhelming evidence that you just can't deny it anymore. So you just don't watch it. You remain willfully ignorant. That's the thing. And listen, people support all types of lowlifes. If you support Tony fucking Pizza, you can't say, I'm a supporter of Tony Pizza, but I don't believe in what he says about 9/11 victims. If you didn't, you wouldn't be there. You can't say, oh, I don't believe or I don't agree with what he says about cops and firefighters. You have to agree with it. You have to at least be okay with it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be there. When he says you don't feel bad if children die in school shootings, if that bothered you, you wouldn't be there. It obviously doesn't bother you, so you have to be somewhat of the same mindset. I can't stand when people do that. You know what I mean? Some people will just blatantly admit that a motherfucker is racist, and they'll say, listen, I ain't racist, but he's my friend. Shit don't make no sense to me. You know what I mean? If I'm friends with you and I find out something horrible about you, like you're secretly a neo-Nazi, you know what I mean? Or you've been accused of pedophilia, I don't give a fuck if we've known each other for 30 years and spent half that time together, you know what I mean? Like hanging out, doing things, whatever. I don't care how much time we've spent together. No, our friendship is over. You know what I mean? Our friendship is over. I just can't get with that. I don't believe in that horse shit. Well, listen, I don't agree with what he says or, about this or this, but I still support him. I'm still his friend. And people do that with a certain politician all the time. Well, I don't agree when he does this or this, but I'm still voting for him. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Meanwhile, the this or this aren't minor things. They're major things. You know what I mean? Major. Let me see. FBI, £2, a little top up for FBS on Friday. Thank you very, very much. That's the wording is a little, you're not from here, but it could be misconstrued as other things. But thank you very much, FBI. OC, you are who you hang out with. There you go. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Yeah, love you too, bro. Yeah, you are. You are. It's absolutely true. Listen, when I was in the streets, I hung out with bad guys, criminals, drug dealers. What was I? I was a bad guy, a criminal, a drug dealer. You know what I mean? I wasn't hanging out with a bunch of college graduates, and they weren't hanging out with me. You know why? Nothing in common. They can't understand me, and I can't understand them. See my point? So if you're a person who has no racism in your heart, you can't possibly get along with a guy like MRE knowing what we know about him. You know what I mean? So that's why when people say he hasn't said anything racist to me or I haven't heard him say anything racist, sure you have. You just don't see it as racism because you feel the same way, and you, like every racist, swears up and down that you're not a racist too. You know what I mean? Every racist will tell you they ain't racist. And a lot of them really, truly think they aren't. They think it's okay to look at a whole race as N-words. They think it's okay to stereotype every fucking ethnic group, minority group, whatever, nationality. And there's nothing, there's nothing off about that. It's not like, gee, I have a certain feeling in my heart about these people. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Absolutely. If you pick an ethnic group, a nationality, a race, a religion, and you constantly say derogatory shit about them, you constantly have nothing but negative stuff to say. This is not an accident. This is what's really in you coming out. We're seeing how you think. We're seeing how you think. You can't hide it no more. So listen, this is why I don't try to figure out anyone anymore. I've learned my lesson. I barely know what I'm doing half the time. I certainly don't know what anybody else is up to. As far as their thinking and shit, I don't try to figure it out anymore. Joe A67, $10, wishing the chat a fun and safe weekend as usual. Thanks for the show, Chris. Thank you, Joe A67, and I hope you have a fun and safe weekend as well. I appreciate you thanking me for the show, and I appreciate the $10. We're doing okay. There we got $62 so far. Any gish? No gish, but that's all right. You're wrong, FBS. You're the bad guy. That's true. I am the bad guy. I keep forgetting. What the fuck is this? Look forward to it, Muppet. I'll bet you won't, douche. Who is Muppet? What happened? That could be taken two different ways without punctuation. It could be, I bet you won't, douche. Or it could be, I bet you won't, douche. I'm not sure, but who is Muppet? Is somebody in here fucking with Tom? You know how I feel about that. FPS, that's why I always tell people, try to be kind because that's who you'll attract. Of course, absolutely. But I'll tell you what, though, even the guys, like, there's certain things that no matter what are always there. Like, even the guys I hung out with in the streets, they were no deadbeat dads. There were no fucking low life people who, escaped every responsibility they ever had, or, you could see drug dealers the way you want. Okay, people deal drugs the same the same reason people do whatever it is they do for money. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people see it as the only way. Sometimes people just like the fast money. But there's plenty of drug dealers out there who, as odd as this sounds, use their money to do the right thing in life. And then there's the majority that don't. So even the people I was around on the streets, there were certain things that were similar between me and them. Well, there was many things. At the time, we were all bad guys. But you know what I mean. Like certain things were a must for me. If I found out you were some guy who had a bunch of fucking kids around who you don't fucking pay attention to, talk to, or support in any way, I'm not going to want anything to do with you. That type of person. And other things too, If we're all hustling, but you're selling crack to a woman who's 7 months, 8 months pregnant or pregnant at all, I'm good. I know hustling. I know you're supposed to take any money you can get, but nah, there's certain things you shouldn't do. I don't give a fuck how much money is in it. So There's levels to being a bad guy, just like there's levels to everything else. FBS is dropping some truth here tonight. This is all real talk. Yeah, and that's why stand-up guy is the way he is, and hangs out with the people he hangs out with, because he is truly a bad person. He's a bad fucking person. The guy pretended to be praying for my mom for like a month or so, just so he could get me on his show and have me, promoting his fucking channel. All that shit changed as soon as we weren't friends anymore. He didn't give a fuck about her no more. He wasn't concerned about my mother after that. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. So he hangs around bad guys. And when you get to MRE, you get to the worst of the worst. The two worst people in the history of MobTube, I believe, are Tony Pizza and MRE. I think most people would agree. Of course, now we got Nick Romano. Like I said, he's new. He's probably damn near equal to them, as far as being a scumbag. And there's Angela. She's one of the worst people I've ever come across in my life. And who else? There's some more NB, people like that. But Tony Pizza, I think, and damn NB, NB I'd have to put with them. She's definitely equal. But they're the originals. MRE and Tony Pizza, horrible fucking people. Tony Pizza is just, oh my God. One of the most evil people I've ever come across. That motherfucker truly, truly cares about nothing and no one but himself. The shit he says about his own mother, the shit he says about people's family members, the shit he says about first responders and veterans and fucking everything. It's sickening. It's sickening. And he truly means this stuff. He's not doing it for shock value. That's how he really feels. Everything he says, although it may be bullshit, you're seeing what's really in his heart. Don't get me wrong. He tells his bullshit stories. But when he really comes out, when you see that fucking venom come out of him, that's who he is inside. That's who he is. So that will always be my stance on it. You can't, a bunch of people can't hang around a white supremacist and say, either one, he's not a white supremacist, because that's you. See, people have to say that, because once they acknowledge he's a white supremacist, they're acknowledging that they are friends with a white supremacist and most likely are going to remain to be friends with them. Okay. Or if you try to say, what was the other thing? Fuck me. Here I go. I think I was just going to say, if you try to say, you won't go as far necessarily as to say they're not racist, but you haven't seen anything racist from them. Come on, man. Who are we? Listen, I know a lot of people on MobTube have a very low level of education and are not exactly what you'd consider intelligent people. But when you see a guy with a fucking Hitler tattoo on his arm, come on, man. Come on. If Angel's son came home with a Hitler tattoo on his arm, years ago, what do you think she would have said? You know what I mean? You see a guy with a Hitler tattoo on his arm, your first thought is going to be, at the very least, a Nazi sympathizer. And you'd be right. Because who the fuck else would have a fucking tattoo of Hitler? You stunads. Who? Then all the other stuff to go with it. There's literally news stories about this guy being a white supremacist. Fucking Breitbart, of all places, publications, websites, whatever, labeled him a white supremacist. They don't label anybody a white supremacist. I'm pretty sure they thought Dylan Roof was a hero, and they still said that MRE is a white supremacist. Okay? But no, these people, either willfully ignorant or just in denial, whatever it is. But don't try to fool us. If that's the way you want to sit there and act and think, fine. But don't try to trick us, because it ain't going to work. There's nothing you could say or do that's going to convince us that we were just wrong all along. Oh my God, turns out MRE isn't a neo-Nazi. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And pizza, yeah, like in Sachio's words, he has a good heart. He has a black heart. He's the devil. He's a monster. And this is who stand-up guy supports and repeatedly tries to befriend. MRE, Tony Pizza. He loves hanging around these people, And it's not despite the fact that they're all these evil things. It's because they're all these evil things. You know what I mean? It really is. It's not the bug, it's the feature. FBS, you changed your life around and are a great family man and person in general. So respect to you, bro. Thank you, Ben. That means a lot to me. Same to you, my friend. MRE also does a midnight rants, then puts them on private. Yeah, well, he's become more and more cowardly over the years. FGF Productions. Angel didn't care he's a rat because it had nothing to do with the mob, and she truly believes he is a good guy. MRE, because he supports her. Very naive, Angel. Not dissing her, but she is very naive. Now, Angel makes choices, and it wouldn't have mattered if it was the mob. There's guys that testified against her family that are aces in her book. She loves them. Nobody on that side will speak badly of these people. You know what I mean? Mikey Scars gets a pass. He tried to get John Jr. the death penalty, and it's like, what do you mean? Why shouldn't I like Mikey Scars? He speaks well of my father. It's like, what? What? The things people will let slide to satisfy their own egos or whatever. Holy shit. So no, it's I told you, the anti-rat people are full of shit. They're anti-people they don't like. And if those people happen to be rats, they'll use that against them. But they don't just hate rats. Come on, man. Are there people out there that are like that? Sure. But the majority of them, they're full of shit. Even Dominic Correa. If a rat came along tomorrow, okay, and somehow could prove that his father is innocent, he would insist that his father's attorneys use that rat. He would insist. There's no question about it. Okay? So, or he would do everything in his power to make sure that this rat gets to tell his story. That's the way it is. And for the most part, they hate people who have hurt them personally, and that's that. No one really else. And in some cases, like the one I just described, with, for instance, Mikey Scars, that's like, even though he did try to have her brother killed, it's like, he's all right. You know what I mean? He visits my father's gravesite and stuff. So. Saccio denied MRE was a Nazi sympathizer and white supremacist for the longest time. Once the facts became undeniable, Suge just said, I don't care. He has no moral backbone or convictions. No, he has none. He does not. He doesn't care. I told you. What the fuck does this say? FBS, I'm not racist. I believe even the small grays from Mars should have some rights. Has us and have a gray aliens day. Stop. I don't know. FBS, it's my own fault. I ran away from him last night. I was tucked up in bed. Who? The Muppet guy? I don't even know. I'm confused. Yes, Benny Fazio, master criminal. You are correct. Kat, hey, good to see you. Dexter Morgan, Pee-wee ended his friendship with Elon Musk because he was a deadbeat dad. Oh, shit. Sit down guy is very weird. Oh, my God, is he? Oh, my God. I remember the first time I called him that, sit down guy. I put it in the title. He sits down the peas. He's the opposite of a stand-up guy, things like that. Multiple reasons. And Jeff Nadeau hit me up, and he's like, who's sit-down guy? Jeff just assumed I was going to attack him. I'm talking about stand-up guy, bro. Nick Romano is a piker compared to them. What is a piker? I wonder how he even got that done. My artist would never do that. He doesn't tattoo anything weird. That's because it was like his brother or his cousin or some shit. You know what I mean? But that's not the only one. He's got all types of, shit, different types of symbolism, the odal rune, all types of stuff all over his fucking arms. It's just like, it blows my mind, man. MobTube, I'm a pretty experienced guy. I've been a lot of different things in life. I've been a lot of different places and I've seen a lot. But I've never lost as much faith in humanity. I never felt such little faith in humanity since starting MobTube. You know what I mean? If I said that right, you know what I'm saying. I listen to these people and their fucking excuses that they make for other people and the way they'll attack one guy for something and then completely ignore that their friend did the same thing or did worse, or there's all different scenarios we could bring up. A lot of different shit happened. Like I told you guys. I mean, you think listen, I'm not a bitter person. Okay, I don't give a fuck. These people mean nothing to me. But do certain things irritate me? Like the fact that these same people who defend MRE with all this glaring evidence that he's a rat called me a rat for like 3 fucking months just because they heard I had a sealed case, even though two people, I believe Chris Kasparov and Dominic Crea, who are master, I don't know about Dominic Crea. Chris is a master researcher, and Dominic at least knows the law to some extent. Both told them there's nothing here that would make us think that he informed. Nothing. You know what I mean? And this is, after I released the actual case itself and stuff. I released it. I sent it to Dominic Crea. I sent it to Angel. And they told her there's nothing here that would, nothing here that gives us any reason to believe he told on anybody or he ever informed or anything. And they still call me a rat. It's like amazing, But MRE, they like him, so therefore he's not a rat. That's it. Not to mention, oh my fucking God, me of all people, they've called racist. But they say MRE isn't racist. I mean, that alone, if that doesn't make your head explode, I don't know what will. What? I'm racist? Me, of all fucking people. My entire circle of friends is black. And many of them are like my fucking family. Not just to me, to my brother, to my daughter, to my mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, I'm racist, but MRE isn't. Oh, all right. They'll just say whatever fits their narrative. It doesn't matter how ridiculous it is. That's who they are. That's what they are. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. You threw me off. Sniffing too much lavender turns you into a fruit basket case. I like that fruit basket case. Nice. Oh, shit. So I don't know, man. Stand-up guy is we were talking about his life earlier. I think his life probably sucks. And when I see somebody like that, once I find out who they are and I find out that, wow, they really are truly, a bad person or bad people, I think, well, good. You deserve whatever bad is happening to you in your life. You probably deserve it. You probably earned every bit of it. So he almost had me fooled for a while, when he was, literally stopping his shows to have people pray for my mother and stuff like that. You know what I mean? See, the problem is I'm no sucker. Okay. But the problem is when you're vulnerable like that, I guess you could say, at a moment like that, when you get news that like your mother's dying, anybody who reaches out in a positive way, you know what I mean, in a friendly way, you'll forget a lot of things. You'll let a lot of things from the past go and everything else and say, wow, you know what? This is really, especially when you're in my shoes, when, 95% of the people are saying the most horrible, despicable things ever about my mom. The people who reach out and show you some friendship and seem actually truly concerned, you're willing to let a lot go, and I gave the dude a chance, and I thought maybe he's not a bad guy. Maybe. And then what do I find out in the end? Your gut instinct is damn near always right. You were told last night you better behave, then you ran off facts. What, Kieran? What do you mean, Kieran? What does that mean? I was told I better behave. I don't know. Please explain. Dexter Morgan, FBS, he was sincere about your mom. You may not want to hear it, but it's true. Yeah, I don't believe it at all. I don't believe it at all. I know guys like him. He did that, to the same reason he became friends with MRE, because he figured being friends with me could help him. And he was right, because I went on his show one time, like a while after I got jumped and shit, and maybe like a week or so. And while I was on the show and we're talking about serious shit, he's like, oh my God, look at all the views. I never had this many live viewers. So sometimes people accidentally drop the truth, you could see what they're really thinking. And then once I decided I wanted nothing to do with him, you guys got to remember, I simply stayed away from him. I didn't say a bad word about him for months and months. I just separated myself. I think I did one show where I kind of, explained how I felt about him and that whole situation, our so-called friendship. And well, not that, because it was never really a friendship. But I might have done a show where when I finally decided, okay, I want nothing to do with this guy anymore, I probably did. I know I did not bash him at all. I just, made my feelings known. I think it was when he decided to bring pizza on his show, and pizza had been trashing my mom earlier that day. That's what I mean, Dexter Morgan. How could he be sincere about my mom? He's praying for her 1 minute. The next minute, he's got a guy on his show saying that he wishes my mom dies, and he calls her every fucking name in the book, and he's got bets on it, and there's a countdown until her death and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's when I said, fuck it. And I did a whole show about, whatever he was up to at the time and why I didn't want to fuck with him no more. And then I left him alone. You know what I mean? And once I, wasn't helping him anymore, little by little, he started to attack me more and more. You know what I mean? Over time. And, until one day, for whatever reason, he has MRE on the show and he goes ballistic on me. Well, I'll tell you what that reason was. It was I lost my train of thought because I looked at Dexter's comment. Because he wanted to impress MRE. He wanted to impress MRE to buddy up with him so he could get views from him. You know what I mean? Everybody knows it. Everybody saw it. He never bashed you until MRE got his hooks in him. Dexter, come on. I love you, bro. But what are you talking about? The guy started his fucking channel bashing me. He bashed me over probably a year's time before we kind of made some sort of little friendship. Okay? And then once I wasn't friends with him anymore, he took shots at me all the fucking time. It's just that he didn't really go ballistic and attack me like a full-on attack until that day he brought MRE on his show. You know what I mean? But come on, I love you, bro, but I think you're mistaken. So, that's that. I hope he fucking rots, honestly. Honestly, I'm glad he's 69 just because that means he doesn't have much life left. I meant after the time with your mom. Well, yeah, even that. I mean, he took little digs at me. No, he didn't full on attack me until that day with MRE. But what was the reason for that, Dexter? You're going to tell me that wasn't for no reason? I didn't say shit about him. I wasn't attacking him. And he just went fucking ballistic. One day I'm doing a live show and everybody's like, he's on with MRE right now, bashing the shit out of you. I'm like, what? Why did he even do that? Like I said, he did that because he decided MRE was going to be his new buddy. MRE was going to be the guy that gets him views and stuff. So he had to impress him. And who does MRE fucking hate with a passion? Me. So he figured, I'll just attack him for MRE, just to curry favor with him. So that's what it was. That's the kind of person he is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to attack you unless I have good reason to attack you. Even when Angel and them used to say, oh, he's not making money right now anymore. He's talking about me. Get the fuck out of here. If it was money, it would have been a full-blown war. I would have went fucking ballistic. If I'm taking little shots at you here and there, it's not making me money. And I don't do anything. Like I do YouTube to make money. Anything on top of that, no. No, I don't have to add shit to it. I make enough. I don't have to say, oh my God, money's so bad right now. I have to start a war with Angel or any fucking one else. I've never done that. I had people I had one guy, Stacks, fucking wanted me to start a war to make money and get views and all this shit. Who needed that? I was getting 300 people every live stream. He was getting 3. You know what I mean? I said, you're out of your fucking mind. No way will I ever do any fraudulent shit like that. No fucking way. So, people would try to say that anytime it became for quite a while, anytime I would talk about anybody, oh, I guess his donations are down. Fuck off. I deliberately went like 4 months. And just in the beginning of this year, January, February, March, April. I think April was the first month. That's when stand-up guy attacked me. And I really decided, okay, I'm back. Now I'm going to start with the drama shit again. But for at least 3 months, I didn't talk about anybody. And I lost a fuck ton of money and I just dealt with it. I could have at any given time started a war with Angel for money and I didn't. So why is that? You know what I mean? I agree with you. There was no reason for him to turn on you. He should have been man enough to stand up to MRE. Definitely not a stand-up guy. Yeah, exactly, Dexter Morgan. Yep, without a doubt. Clown. He's a clown. Chicago Muscle has great hair. All right. I've never seen you in person or anything, but I'll take your word for it. Anybody else want to donate? I'd appreciate it very much. It is Friday. I'm not going to stay on a lot longer because it's Friday. And me and my beautiful wife have plans. So we are going to go to the beach tonight. And then after that, we're going to go eat at the Rock Bar on the A1A. And then after that, we're going to go back to our hotel. Oh, wait a minute. That's not happening right now. No, we're going to do something different. CM, where's Slick? I don't know. I haven't seen him. I know you're asking CM, but Slick's being gay. There you go. There's your answer. Slick's off somewhere being gay right now. That's what he's up to. All right. What the fuck just happened? Oh, been a weird week for me. FBS, ever feel that way, bro? Almost every single day of my life. And I know you're going through a lot. And I'm sorry, War. Of course, I know you had a tough week, but no, I mean, I don't know. I have my moments like yesterday. Yesterday was like, guys, I don't know why I woke up that way and I went to bed just, I won't say miserable, but just down and depressed about a lot of different things. Then today I woke up feeling great, energetic, positive. I don't know. I think it's because I'm insane. But that happens rarely. And usually I told you guys that I know my body and I know myself. Dehydration causes that shit. Like I've like tripled my dose of Lasix over like every day for like the last 5 days. So when you do that, and you're getting rid of all that fucking fluid, you're becoming dehydrated. And it does it every time I do that. You know what I mean? I have at least one of those days. Usually it's 2 or 3 in a row where I'm just like absolutely miserable. My mind is in a horrible, I'm in a dark fucking place mentally. I just feel weak. I feel sick of everything, just disgusted with life. It's weird how that happens, man. Okay, you want me to shout that out, bro? Promote it real quick? Let me know. I gladly will, bro. I'm not doing a show tonight. I'll see you all at Muscles. Oh, you're doing a show tonight. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, Canarsie is doing Mob Talk Radio tonight at 7 p.m. He's going to talk about the Trump Mafia stuff, Trump and the Mafia. You know, all the history there. So check it out, guys. 7 o'clock. Go over, what is it? It's about to be 6. You're going to have an hour intermission between this show and that one. Go hit your reminder real quick. Let's see here. I got to make it at least 2 minutes and 20 seconds yet. What will we talk about? Is Tony Pizza still trying to scam money for the hurricane? Oh, it's a hurricane, guys. Me and Leon, we walk outside the camp and we're fucking choked. I need to be able to stay in here. I can't go get gas or propane. I got to load up on it before the hurricane hits. He'll say that like a week after the hurricane hit. Pizza never runs out of scams. You just read my mail, mister. What? See, I had to come up with something real quick. Now I only got a minute and a half. I'm going to make it to the exactly the 1 hour mark. 1 hour mark. Jesse will be joining me tonight, folks. Oh, shit. Jesse is on Chicago Muscle Show tonight. Interesting. I don't see how that's going to work. Like, me and Chicago have gone on Jesse's show before, but like Jesse tries to like be super nice and not really, like attack anybody and stay out of the drama as much as possible. At least, compared to the rest of us. So how's that going to work? Because Chicago, I'm sure, is going to be tearing somebody else to fucking shreds. You basically said my whole situation, FBS, is what? Okay. I got you. Yeah. I want to know what are the plans for Jesse and Chicago Muscle tonight? You've got 30 seconds to fill us in. Hurry. Run. Type as fast as possible. Jesse is part of Muscle Mania now. Oh, is that right? Oh, shit. Muscle Mania? Very good. Muscle Mania. 14 seconds. Remember Bill Barr at that Philly show when he kept counting down the minutes as he was destroying the whole fucking crowd? That was fantastic. It is 4 seconds. Love you all. Until next time, salute. Peace.